Have you ever actually stopped to think about what happens when you hit send on an email? I mean, it feels instant, almost like magic. But what's really going on behind the scenes is this incredible, high-speed journey. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and follow the surprising path your emails take every single day. Let's get into it. Right? You type out your message, you click that button, and poof, it's gone. It feels so simple, but in that split second, a whole digital postal service just roared to life. So let's follow a single email and see where it goes. Okay, first things first. Every single email needs a destination, and that destination, your email address, has a very specific format. It's just like a physical address for your house. It tells the internet exactly where to deliver the goods. So let's break this down. Every email address has two key parts, separated by that famous @ symbol. On the left, you've got your unique username, in this case, principal.kv. And on the right, you have the domain name, which is basically the neighborhood post office. You know, the mail server that handles the account, like gmail.com. This structure is the same everywhere in the world. Now, here is a simple but absolutely crucial rule. Email addresses cannot have spaces, ever. You can use dots, underscores, numbers, whatever, but the second you put a space in there, the whole system breaks. It's a tiny detail that keeps this whole global network running smoothly. So we have our address. Now, who are we sending this email to? You've seen those fields a million times, to, CC, and BCC. But really understanding the difference, especially when it comes to BCC, is a total game changer for email privacy. Let's run through them. To is easy, right? It's for the main people you're talking to. CC stands for carbon copy. It's for anyone you just want to keep in the loop. Now the important part. Everyone can see who's in the to and CC fields. But BCC, that stands for blind carbon copy. This is your secret weapon. Anyone you put in BCC gets the email, but nobody else has any idea they're on the list. Their address is completely hidden. Okay, let's put this into practice. Imagine you're a teacher and you have some sensitive information. Exam results. You need to send an update to 50 different parents. But, and this is critical, they absolutely cannot see each other's email addresses. Putting them all in to or CC would be a huge privacy disaster. So, what's the move? And the answer is BCC. You put all 50 of those email addresses into the BCC field. To each parent, it will look like they received a personal email sent only to them. It's the perfect way to protect everyone's privacy. So remember, BCC isn't about being sneaky. It's a vital tool for being respectful in group emails. All right, we've addressed our email, we've hit send, and now the real adventure begins. A bunch of rules, or what we call protocols, act like digital mail carriers, grabbing your email and guiding it across the internet to its destination. This whole trip basically happens in two phases. First, there's the sending part. Your email gets pushed out into the world by a protocol called SMTP. Think of this like you dropping your letter into the mailbox. Then there's the receiving part, where the email is pulled down to the recipient's phone or laptop by either POP3 or IMAP. That's the mail carrier delivering it right to their door. If you want an easy way to remember the sending protocol, just think of this little trick. SMTP technically stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, but an easier way to remember it is sending mail to people. SMTP is all about the push, the send, the dispatch. Now, for receiving, you've got two main options here. POP3 is kind of the old school way. It's like physical mail. Once the letter is delivered to your house, it's gone from the post office. It pulls the email down to one device and usually deletes it from the server. But IMAP is the modern standard. It syncs your mail. The email stays on the server, so if you read it on your phone, it shows up as read on your laptop too. It's why your inbox looks the same everywhere. Of course, we don't just send text these days. We send files, right? Pictures, documents, you name it. But attachments come with their own set of rules and, more importantly, limits. Yes, this number has probably caused some headaches for you before. 25 megabytes. For services like Gmail, that's typically the biggest file you can attach. And you might wonder, why so small? Well, it's partly a leftover from a time when internet bandwidth and server space were way more precious. Keeping the limit helps stop the whole system from getting bogged down with gigantic files. So, an attachment can be almost any kind of file, but not all files are created equal. For your own safety, email providers will almost always block executable files, things that end in .exe, because that's a super common way for viruses and malware to spread.
This leads to a classic problem we've all faced. You have a massive video file or a huge folder of photos to send, way over that 25 megabyte limit. You can't attach it. So what on earth do you do?
The modern solution is to just skip the attachment process completely. Instead, you upload that big file to a cloud service, like Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever you use, and you just email a link to the file. The other person clicks the link, downloads it straight from the cloud, and that's it. Problem solved. Okay, our email has crossed the internet, it's dodged the size limits, and it has finally arrived. But the journey's not quite done. Now it's time for the final sorting, which usually involves two very important folders, spam and trash. Now, it's really important to know the difference here. The spam folder is where your email provider automatically shoves all the junk mail, unsolicited ads, scams, stuff you never signed up for. The trash folder, on the other hand, is where emails go when you hit the delete button. It's your personal digital wastebasket. And one last thing about that trash folder, it's not a permanent holding cell. Most email services will automatically and permanently delete anything that's been in your trash for about 30 days. So it's a nice safety net if you delete something by mistake, but you've only got about a month to go rescue it. So from the anatomy of an address to the protocols that zip it around the world, all the way to the trash can, the journey of an email is way more complex than it looks. We've seen how a simple tool like BCC can be incredibly powerful for protecting privacy. So the next time you hit send, maybe you'll think about that incredible journey your message is about to take and how you can use these tools to be a smarter, safer communicator.